Today I am going to discuss stability of vitamins under different storage conditions. As you all know about the vitamins are minor components of foods that play an essential role in human nutrition. Many vitamins are unstable under certain conditions of processing and storage, and their levels in processed foods. Synthetic vitamins are used extensively to compensate for these losses and to restore vitamin levels in food. The vitamins are usually divided into two main groups: the water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. The occurrence of vitamins in the various food groups is related to their water or fat solubility. The relative importance of certain types of food in supplying some of the important vitamins. Some vitamins function as a part of the coenzyme, without which the enzyme would be ineffective as a biocatalyst. Such coenzymes are phosphorylated forms of vitamin and play a role in the metabolism of fats, proteins, and carbohydrate. Some vitamins occur in food as provitamins, compounds that are not vitamin but can be changed by the body into vitamins. Vitamins are members of the same vitamin family. Lack of the vitamins have long been recognized to result in serious deficiency diseases. It is also now recognized that overdoses of the certain vitamins, especially some of the fat-soluble ones, may result in serious toxic effects. For this reason, the addition of vitamins to foods should be carefully controlled. The sources of vitamins in significant amounts by food groups include meat, poultry, fish and beans, provide thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, biotin and vitamin B12. Milk and milk products provide vitamins A and D, riboflavin, and vitamin B12. Bread and cereals provide thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, folate, pantothenic acid, and biotin. Fats and oils provide vitamin A and vitamin E. Fruits and vegetables provide vitamins A and K, ascorbic acid, riboflavin, and folate. Since the discovery of the vitamins and its utilization in animal feed, their stability remained to be the main concern of research and developments due to their high nutritional importance and high cost. The storage of the vitamins involves different processes where it might be damaged easily. It is crucial to know the different factors affecting the stability of the vitamins during the process. Different solutions to conserve it must be highlighted and save the money and achieve the desired quality. Let's we see the factors affecting the stability of vitamins. The stability of vitamins can be affected by chemical and physical factors. Chemical factors affecting the stability of the vitamins are coming from their reactions with water and other ingredients, which cause redox reactions. Water used to accelerate redox activity by transferring the ions involved in this reaction is originated either from the relative humidity of the air absorbed by hygroscopic ingredients or from the free water of the high water activity raw materials. The water comes from the process itself, such as steam and condensation. The success of a fortification program depends on a number of factors, including the stability of micronutrients added to the foods. Prior to selecting the fortification, it is very important to consider the factors affecting their stability. Physical and chemical factors include heat, moisture, exposure to the air or light, and acid or alkaline environments. The exposure of the fortification to any of these factors during the food processing, distribution, or food storage affects its stability. Food processing has the potential to alter the stability of vitamins in food. The use of stabilized encapsulated forms of vitamin has greatly improved the resistance of vitamins to severe processing and storage conditions. Vitamin A is relatively stable to heat in the absence of oxygen because of the highly unsaturated character of the molecule. It is quite susceptible to oxidation, especially under the influence of light, whether sunlight or artificial light. Vitamin A is unstable in the presence of mineral acid, but stable in alkali. Vitamin A and the carotenoids have good stability during various food processing operations. Losses may occur at high temperatures in the presence of oxygen. These compounds are also susceptible to oxidation by lipid peroxides, and conditions favoring lipid oxidation also result in vitamin A breakdown. The pro-oxidant copper is especially harmful, as is iron to a lesser extent. Pasteurization of milk does not result in vitamin A loss, but exposure to the light does. It is essential that sterilized milk be packed in light impervious containers. Possible losses during storage of foods are more affected by duration of storage than by storage temperature. Blanching of fruits and vegetables helps prevent the losses during frozen storage. Vitamin A added to the milk is more easily destroyed by light than the native vitamin A. This is not because natural and synthetic vitamin A are different, but because these two types of vitamin A are dispersed differently in the vitamin. The form in which vitamin A is added to food products may influence its stability. Vitamin A in beetlet form is more stable than that added as a solution in oil. The beetlets are stabilized by a protective coating. If this coating is damaged by water, the stability of the vitamin is greatly reduced. The stability of vitamin A in fortified wheat and corn flour is excellent. Wheat flour and yellow corn flour stored under normal conditions retain over 95% of their vitamin A after 6 months at room temperature. The stability of vitamin A under high storage temperature is not as good. Wheat flour stored for 3 months at 45 degrees C retained only 72% of vitamin A. Baking fortified bread causes only limited losses of vitamin A, while frying has an adverse effect on the stability of the vitamin. After an initial frying of vitamin A, fortified soybean oil, about 65% of the original vitamin A remained. After 4 repeated fryings, less than 40% of the original level of vitamin A was retained. Tocopherols are derivatives of tocol and the occurrence of a number of related substances in animal and vegetable product. Cottonseed oil contain alpha, beta and gamma tocopherol. Firstly, isolated from soybean oil. Several other tocopherols have been found in other products. There are 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. The tocotrienols have 3 unsaturated isoprenoid groups in the side chain. The 4 tocopherols are characterized by a saturated side chain consisting of 3 isoprenoid units. On oxidation, alpha tocopherol can form a metastable aposide that can be irreversibly converted to alpha tocopheroloquinone. Reduction of the quinine yields a quinol. Oxidation with nitric acid yields the quinine or tocopherol red, which is not found in nature. Alpha tocopheronic acid and alpha tocopheronologic are some of the products of metabolism of tocopherols. Much of the biological activity of the tocopherol is related to their antioxidant activity. Because alpha tocopherol is the most abundant of the different tocopherols, and because it appears to have the greatest biological activity. And the alpha portion of the tocopherol and these stimvolatile compounds accumulates in the fatty acid distillate. This product is an important source of natural vitamin E preparation. The tocopherol content of some animal and vegetable cereals and cereal products are good sources of tocopherol. Processing and storage of foods can result in substantial tocopherol losses. The losses of tocopherol during frying of potato chips is also reported. After only 2 weeks storage of the chips at room temperature, nearly half of the tocopherol was lost. The losses were only slightly smaller during storage at freezing temperature. Boiling of vegetables in water for up to 30 minutes results in only minor losses of tocopherol. Baking of white bread results in a loss of about 5% of the tocopherol in the crumb. The stability of vitamin E depends on its form, alpha tocopherol acetate, being the most stable. Vitamin E occurring naturally in foods in the form of a tocopherol oxidize slowly when exposed to air. Vitamin E added in the form of alpha tocopherol acetate. Excellent retention in wheat flour. Losses of vitamin E occurs only during the prolonged heating such as in boiling and frying. Vitamin B1 acts as a coenzyme in the metabolism of carbohydrates and is present in all living cells. It acts in the form of thiamine diphosphate in the decarboxylation of alpha-keto acids and is referred to as carboxylase. Thiamine is available in the form of its chloride or nitrate and its structural formula. The molecule contains two basic nitrogen atoms. One is in the primary amino group and the other is in the ammonium group. Small quantities of thiamine are present in almost all foods of plant and animal origin. Good sources are whole cereal grains, organ meat such as liver, heart and kidney, eggs, nuts and potato. Thiamine content is usually measured in milligram per 100 gram of food. Thiamine is one of the most unstable vitamins. Various food processing operations may considerably reduce the thiamine levels. Heat, oxygen, sulfur dioxide, and neutral or alkaline pH may all result in destruction of thiamine. Light has no effect. The enzyme is stable under the acidic conditions. At pH values of 3.5 or below, foods can be autoclaved at 120 degrees C with little or no loss of thiamine. At neutral or alkaline pH, the vitamin is destroyed by boiling or even by storage at room temperature. Even the slight alkalinity of water used for processing may have an important effect. Cooking rice in distilled water reduces thiamine content, whereas cooking in tap water caused an 8 to 10% losses. Cooking in well water caused a loss of up to 36%. Some fish species contain an enzyme that can destroy thiamine. Sulfur dioxide rapidly destroys thiamine. Sulfur dioxide is not permitted as an additive in the foods that contain appreciable amounts of thiamine. Baking of white bread may result in thiamine loss of 20%. Thiamine loss in milk processing, pasteurization 3 to 20%, and sterilization 30 to 50%, spray drying 10%, and roller drying 20 to 30% cause the losses. Cooking of meat cause losses that are related to size of cut, fat content. Boiling loss is 15 to 40%, frying loss is 40 to 50% and roasting lost is 30 to 60%, and canning will be lost 50 to 75% of thiamine. Thiamine and other vitamins are located near the bran of cereal grains. There is a great loss during milling. White flour has a greatly reduced content of B vitamin and vitamin E. Not only is thiamine content lowered by milling, but also storage of whole grain may result in losses. This depends on moisture content. At normal moisture level of 12%, 5 months storage result in a 12% loss. At 17% moisture, a 30% loss, and at 6% moisture, no loss at all. Because of the losses that are likely to occur in cereal grain processing and in the processing of other foods. A program of fortification of flour is an important factor in preventing the vitamin deficiencies. Thiamine is one of the most unstable B vitamins. Baking, pasteurization, or boiling of foods fortified with thiamine can reduce its content by up to 50%. The stability of thiamine during storage depends greatly on the moisture content of the food. Flours with a 12% moisture content retain 88% of the added thiamine after 5 months. If the moisture level is reduced to 6%, no losses occur. Thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin are stable during bread baking. Between 5 to 25% of the vitamins are lost. Anything more than a minor change in the molecule results in a loss of vitamin activity. These vitamins are very sensitive to light. When exposed to the light, the rate of destruction increase as pH and temperature increase. Heating under neutral or acidic conditions does not destroy the vitamin. The human requirement for riboflavin varies with metabolic activity and body weight. Normal adult requirement is 1.1 to 1.6 mg per day. Under the influence of light and alkaline pH, riboflavin is transformed into lumiflavin, an inactive compound with the yellowish-green fluorescence. Under acid conditions, riboflavin is transformed into another inactive derivative, lumichrome and ribitol. This compound has a blue fluorescence. The transformation into lumiflavin in milk results in the destruction of ascorbic acid. The light sensitivity of riboflavin results in losses of up to 50% when milk is exposed to sunlight for 2 hours. The nature of the packaging material significantly affects the extent of riboflavin destruction. It appears that the wavelengths of light responsible for the riboflavin destruction are in the visible spectrum below 500 to 520 nanometer. Ultraviolet light has been reported to have no destructive effects on riboflavin. Riboflavin is stable in dry milk for storage periods of up to 16 months. Pasteurization of milk causes only minor losses of riboflavin. Riboflavin is very stable during thermal processing, storage and food preparing. Riboflavin is susceptible to degradation on exposure to light. The use of light-proof packaging material prevents its deterioration. Vitamin B6 is widely distributed in many foods, and deficiencies of these vitamins are uncommon. The recommended allowances for adults have been established at 2 mg per day. The requirement appears to increase with the consumption of high-protein diets. Vitamin B6 occurs in animal tissues in the form of pyridoxal and pyridoxamine, or as their phosphatase. Pyridoxine occurs in plant products. Pyridoxine is stable to heat and strong alkali or acid. It is sensitive to light, especially ultraviolet light, and when present in alkaline solution. Pyridoxal and pyridoxamine are rapidly destroyed when exposed to air, heat, and light. Pyridoxamine is readily destroyed in food processing operations. Because it is difficult to determine this vitamin in food, there is a scarcity of information on its occurrence. Its level in milk as 0.54 mg per liter. Other sources are meats, liver, vegetable, whole grain cereals, and egg yolk. The effects of processing on pyridoxine levels in milk and milk product have been reviewed. No significant losses have been reported to result from pasteurization, homogenization, or production of dried milk. Heat sterilization of milk result in losses ranging from 36 to 49%. Losses occur not only during the heat treatment but also during subsequent storage of milk. These storage losses has been attributed to a conversion of pyridoxal to pyridoxamine and a different form of vitamin. This compound is formed by reaction of pyridoxal and active sulfhydryl groups. Food canning results in losses of vitamin B6 of 20 to 30%. Milling of wheat may result in losses of up to 80 to 90%. Baking of bread may result in losses of up to 17%. Pyridoxine losses depends on the type of thermal processing. For example, high losses of B6 occur during sterilization of liquid infant formula. B6 is enriched flour and corn meal is resistant to baking temperatures. B6 is susceptible to light-induced degradation and exposure to water can cause leaching and consequent losses. Vitamin B6 is stable during storage. Wheat flour stored at either room temperature or 45 degrees C retained about 90% of the vitamin. Folic acid occurs in a variety of foods, especially in liver, fruit, leafy vegetables, and yeast. The usual form of the vitamin in this product is a polyglutamate. The action of an enzyme is required to liberate the folic acid for metabolic activity. This takes place in the intestinal mucosa. The RDA for the follicin is 400 microgram for adults, and there is an additional requirement of 400 microgram per day during pregnancy and 200 microgram per day during breastfeeding. Many of the naturally occurring folates are extremely labile and easily destroyed by cooking. Folic acid itself is stable to heat in the acid medium but is rapidly destroyed under neutral and alkaline conditions. In solution, the vitamin is easily destroyed by light. Folate may occur in a form more active than PGA. This is called folinic acid or citrovorum factor. The folate of milk consists of up to 20% of folinic acid. It has been reported that Pasteurization and sterilization of milk involve only small losses or no loss. Boiling of milk causes no loss in the folate. Boiling of potatoes results in a 90% loss, and boiling of cabbage a 98% loss. Reconstitution of dried milk followed by sterilization, as can occur with baby formulas, may lead to significant folacin losses. Fermentation of milk and milk products may result in increased folate levels. Blanching of vegetables and cooking of meat do not appear to cause folic acid losses. Citrus fruit and juices are good sources of folic acid. Folic acid is unstable and loses its activity in the presence of light, oxidized or reducing agents, and acidic and alkaline environment. It is relatively too stable to heat and humidity. Premises, baked products and cereal flours retain almost 100% of the added folic acid, and after 6 months of storage, over 70% of folic acid added to the wheat flour is retained during bread baking. Acid is very unstable and has the appearance of a hygroscopic oil. The calcium and sodium salts are more stable. The alcohol has the same biological activity as the acid. Folic acid occurs in all living cells and tissues and found in most food products. Good dietary sources include meats, liver, kidney, fruits, vegetable, milk, egg yolk, and nuts. In animal product, most of the pantothenic acid is present in the bound form, but in milk only about one-fourth of the vitamin is bound. The vitamin is stable to air and labile to dry heat. It is stable in solution in the pH range of 5 to 7 and less stable outside this range. Pasteurization and sterilization of milk result in very little or no loss. The production and storage of dried milk involves little or no loss of pantothenic acid. Manufacture of cheese involves large losses during processing, but during ripening the pantothenic acid content increase due to synthesis by microorganisms. Blanching of vegetables may involve losses of up to 30%. Boiling in water involves losses that depends on the amount of water used. Pantothenic acid is stable to heat in slightly acid to neutral conditions, but its stability decreases in alkaline environment. Biotin is sensitive to both acids and bases. Good stability of various micronutrients during storage of fortified corn flour has been demonstrated. Vitamin C is widely distributed in nature, mostly in plant products such as fruits, especially citrus fruits, green vegetables, tomatoes, potatoes, and berries. The only sources of this vitamin are milk and liver, which are the animal sources of this vitamin. Although widely distributed, very high level of the vitamin occurs only in a few products. The concentration varies widely in different tissues of fruit. For example, in apples, the concentration of vitamin C is 2 to 3 times as great in the peel as in the pulp. Vitamin C is the least stable of all the vitamins and is easily destroyed during processing and storage. The rate of destruction is increased by the action of metals, especially copper and iron, and by the action of enzymes. Exposure to oxygen, prolonged heating in the presence of oxygen, and exposure to light are all harmful to the vitamin C content of the foods. Enzymes containing copper or iron in their prosthetic groups are efficient catalysts of ascorbic acid decomposition. The most important enzymes of this group are ascorbic acid oxidase, phenolase, cytochrome oxidase, and peroxidase. Only ascorbic acid oxidase involves a direct reaction among enzymes, substrate, and molecular oxygen. The other enzymes oxidize the vitamin indirectly. Phenolase catalyzes the oxidation of mono and dihydroxyphenols to kinanes. Peroxidase in combination with phenolic compounds utilizes the hydrogen peroxide to bring about oxidation. The enzymes do not act in intact fruits because of the physical separation of the enzyme and substrate. Mechanical damage or senescence lead to cellular disorganization and initiate decomposition. Inhibition of the enzymes in vegetable is achieved by blanching with steam or by electronic heating. Blanching is necessary before vegetables are dried or frozen. In fruit juices, the enzymes can be inhibited by pasteurization or holding at low temperature for a shorter period. The effect of blanching methods on the ascorbic acid content of broccoli is also reported. Steam blanching is also found to result in significantly smaller losses of ascorbic acid. The retention of ascorbic acid in frozen spinach depends on storage temperature. At a very low temperature, round about -29 degrees, only 10% of initially present ascorbic acid is lost. At -12 degrees C, the loss after 1 year was also very much higher, 55%. The presence of metal chelating compounds stabilizes the vitamin C. These compounds include anthocyanins and flavonols, polyhydroxy acid such as malic acid and citric acid, and polyphosphates. Ascorbic acid is oxidized in the presence of air under neutral and alkaline conditions. At acid pH, the vitamin is more stable. Because oxygen is required for the breakdown, removal of oxygen should have a stabilizing effect. For the production of fruit drinks, the water should be deaerated to minimize vitamin C losses. The type of container may also affect the extent of ascorbic acid destruction. Use of tin cans for fruit juices results in rapid depletion of oxygen by the electrochemical process of corrosion. In bottles, all of the residual oxygen is available for the ascorbic acid oxidation. To account for processing and storage losses, it is common to allow for a loss of 7 to 14 mg of ascorbic acid per 100 ml of fruit juice. Light results in rapid destruction of ascorbic acid in milk. Transparent packaging material permits the rapid destruction of vitamin. The extent of ascorbic acid destruction is closely parallel to the development of off-flavor. The destruction of ascorbic acid in milk by light occurs under the influence of riboflavin as a sensitizer. Factors that affect the vitamin C destruction during the processing include heat temp treatment and leaching. The severity of processing conditions can often be judged by the percentage of ascorbic acid that has been lost. The severity of processing conditions can be judged by the percentage of ascorbic acid that has been lost. The extent of loss depends on the amount of the water used. During blanching, vegetables that are covered with the water may lose 80%, half covered, 40% of the ascorbic acid. Particle size affects the size of the loss. For example, in blanching, small pieces of carrots losses may range from 32 to 50%, and in blanching, large pieces only 22 to 33%. Blanching of cabbage may result in a 20% loss of ascorbic acid, and subsequent dehydration may increase this to a total of 50%. In the processing of milk, losses may occur at various stages, from an initial level of about 22 mg per liter in raw milk. The content in the product reaching the consumer may be well below 10 mg per liter. There are many technical uses of the ascorbic acid in food processing. It is used to prevent the browning and discoloration in vegetables and food products, as an antioxidant in fats, fish products, and dairy products, as a stabilizer of color in meat, as an improver of flavor. This vitamin is protected by sulfur dioxide, presumably by inhibiting the polyphenolase that are improperly packaged and subsequently transported over long distances under hot and humid conditions experience micronutrient losses. Vitamin A added to sugar is more stable in cold and dry conditions than in hot and humid environment. Packaging selection is greater influenced by shelf life considerations and cost. Vitamin A must be protected from oxygen and light. Vitamin C from oxygen and riboflavin and pyridoxine from light. In liquid products such as beverages, milk and oils, oxygen can quickly degrade vitamin A and C. Glass containers are the best choice for these fortified products because they are not permeable to oxygen. Glass is heavy, fragile and expensive, so plastics are often used instead. Oxygen readily passes through plastic and will be in contact with the product. This problem can be overcome by adding the appropriate plastic coatings or an appropriate average of the most sensitive micronutrients, such as vitamin A. The stability of vitamin A in fortified sugar packaged in different materials. Light-proof containers, for example, dark glass or dark plastic cans, or aseptic boxes will minimize the exposure to light. Because of high cost and the lack of availability of packaging material in developing countries, packaging assumes great importance and should be a major factor to consider at the beginning of a fortification program. The shelf life of food processed at very high temperatures, such as milk, can exceed 1 year, and storage losses over this time must be taken into consideration in the calculation of required overages. Fortification levels should be monitored at factory retails and household levels. In large countries or in situations where transportation results in a long lag period, between production and consumption. Regular monitoring at intermediate levels may be needed to provide more rapid feedback and to indicate whether the fortified product has the adequate fortification level. Picture demonstrate the recommended overages for selected nutrients and vehicles based on losses during processing. Based on 3 months of storage at room temperature, based on 6 months of storage at room temperature after boiling, based on 1 month of storage at 27 to 45 degrees C temperature, varies gently with preparation form. Other factors also accelerating the redox reactions includes the pH of premix, presence of catalyst, and presence of light. In the pH of premix, all the vitamins and other ingredients have different pH range. Each vitamin has a resistance zone and another sensitive one leading to degradation, dominancy of the carrier, and the presence of acidifiers with different pH range can accelerate the quality deterioration of the vitamins by speeding up the dissociation of cations and anions from soluble components when the water component is favorable for this reaction. And in the presence of the catalyst, some minerals and trace minerals in the mixtures can favorize vitamins degradation due to their chemical behavior, bioavailability, and hygroscopicity. Light promotes the oxidation of vitamins. The physical factors which promote the vitamins degradation are the forms of vitamins. The larger the size of the vitamins, the more they are exposed to redox reactions and stressing forces. The coating of vitamins can protect them from these unwanted reactions, controls their release, and improves their handling. Stress forces applied during the handling, storage, and processing, like shearing, friction, and pressure, may change the form of the vitamin particles, which consequently promote redox reactions. Temperature above 20 degrees C affect the kinetics of the particles, which will accelerate their movements. As a result, more particles will expose to abrasion and promote the redox reactions. Procedure of the receiving of vitamin is very important. Training the staff about the importance of vitamins in feed formulas, highlighting their high cost and sensitivity to the storage conditions to identify and abnormalities or failures. Identify the bags received, check their conditions, number of bags, net weight per bag, and the total weight of the delivery. Issue an identification number to the received lot linked to each bag. Store the received bag at the appropriate area with the appropriate labeling. Update complete details into your system and keep the raw material quality records for better traceability. Different challenges are faced for vitamin storage, which include infestation by insects, deterioration in quality, rates and bird propagation, weight losses due to bag damages or moisture loss, fire hazards, product expiration, product consumption variations due to the sales damage challenges, packaging damages caused by handling, poor bags, stocking policy or vehicle movement, cross-contamination with other ingredients, human errors while handling, transporting and storing. Vitamin storage facility should have a restricted access to authorized personnel only. Equipped with temperature controlling and monitoring system, avoid storing in multi-purpose storage facility or old buildings, as it is favorable for rodent, insects and birds breeding. For hygienic reasons, keep floors surface smooth, seal roofs and walls properly to avoid the infiltration of water. Keeping distance between pallets for better aeration, access easy and better pest control management. Keep rejected or in hold material separated from the used vitamins in a well identified area to avoid the misunderstandings. Warehouses should be well marked with vehicles pathway and safety signs. Vitamin silos are preferred to be made from stainless steel as it has a smooth surface which has lower electrostatic activity than plastic, making it easy to clean and resist to corrosion. Bin filling system should be dust free to minimize contamination risk. In hot areas, an air conditioned premix plant is recommended to avoid heat affecting raw materials handling and quality. Preparation room should be cool, dry and equipped with ventilation system, thermometer and hygrometer. Always store vitamins in cold store with a temperature below 20 degrees C. Always store vitamins in a dry area below 60% condition. Always store in a well aerated location. Keep the vitamin bags closed after use. Always use the original bags as vitamin bags are designed to protect the vitamins from interactions with external factors. In case of bag damage, keep the damaged sac inside another bag to prevent the contaminant loss and use it in priority after investigating the causes of the damage. Always keep the vitamin bags elevated from the ground by using the pallets. Always use good quality pallets to store the vitamins to minimize the bag damage or pest propagation. Bags should be stored in a bird-free and rodent-free area. Newly received material should be kept in quarantine until the quality is approved. Rejected materials must be stored separately to prevent any confusion. Always maintain the identity of the stored vitamins. Stock taking and visual inspection of the silo at the end of each shift is highly recommended to monitor the consumption and to confirm the content. Utilization of a clean out procedure for the product changeover is highly recommended. Use first in, first out for the produced products to prevent the vitamins from losing their activity due to aging or other factors. Always keep in your mind, do not produce more than what you require. While storing different vitamins batches, ensure that always present the near to expire vitamins in front and give it an easy access to be taken first by the operators. Train your team about the importance of stock rotation system and how it works. Plan periodic inventory replenishment to control these stocks and consumptions. Plan to empty frequently vitamin micro bins after the end of each lot. Allocate appropriate bins for vitamins. Use the barcode system for traceability to avoid the mistakes. Packing is crucial for maintaining the stability of the vitamins, either as raw material or in premix. It protects the vitamins from the factors affecting its stability. Vitamins are mainly packed in multiple layers of either paper or plastic with an internal layer of aluminum film, and some suppliers use the cartons or drums as per the sensitivity of the vitamins. Bags should be heat sealed to avoid cross contamination with treats. Creation of traceability system serves to protect the business from frauds and complaints. It facilitates the product recall and shows the commitment towards the regulation, society and increase the business confidence. These benefits are assured by keeping information related to vitamin origin, production, expiry date, storage conditions, lot number, and supplier's contact. This also implies to record the formulas in which it has been used, finished feed lot number, production date, and to which consumer it was sold. Advances in research and technology have led to the development of specialized vitamin forms to provide superior vitamin stability. Many commercial vitamin manufacturers have succeeded in enhancing the stability of vitamins with spray drying and beadlet technologies. Spray-dried vitamins products are manufactured as a fine powder with high stability and good uniformity of mix, but not fair quality in terms of flowability, dustiness, and caking. Beadlets are produced by coating vitamins in gelatin or starch to prevent the contact with factors affecting vitamin stability under it is digested. Beetlets are manufactured as a fine granular product with high stability and also high flowability, low dustiness, and low caking characteristics. Cross-linked beetlets are produced by coating the vitamins with cross-linked gelatin proteins, which makes harder beetlets that are more resistant to the pressure and abrasion of the palating. The inclusion of antioxidant in the beetlets provide the additional protection against the oxidative factors. During storage, vitamin potency can be monitored through a vitamin activity assay. Vitamin assay costs are generally expensive, which promotes the selection of one indicator vitamin to estimate the vitamin potency losses. Retinol appears to be the best indicator in the vitamin premix because of the low cost of assay, relatively high sensitivity of vitamin A to multiple factors, and high expected loss of activity per month of storage. Many physical and chemical factors have a negative impact on the stability of micronutrients naturally present or added to foods. The stability of micronutrients in foods can be ensured if the food is packaged and stored appropriately where necessary, or average of fortification should be added to the compensate for losses during processes, distribution, and storage.